Tell Democrats that Trump is the anti-crime president, and I am not kidding you, they will become the pro-crime party. I've got some crazy videos to show today, guys. Democrats all over the country are openly calling for violence right now, and not just against Trump, but over everyday Americans. We're gonna start today with a video that's really heinous, and then the videos are gonna get even worse from there, if you can believe it. Here we go.
And everybody in the world is so happy that they're taking away food stamps. It's cool. If y'all feel like people been abusing them, it's cool. Do what you feel how you want to feel. But let me tell you from the other side of the tracks. Crime rate going up. Yeah, people going to jail. But crime rate is going to an all-time high. I'm telling you. The girls I know and where I'm from and the people that I grew up with, they not letting their kids be hungry up under no circumstances. That emergency door at the grocery store, they coming out of it. They coming out the back door. Do you hear me? You better hope Unc don't drill a hole in the wall overnight. Like my people, they not being hungry. Your cows might get missing and everything. These people don't understand being hungry. Nah, they not gonna be hungry, not like that. Not the people I know. I'm telling you, they gonna take your shit. I'm telling you. Yes, they're going to take it. I promise you, they're going to take y'all shit. So don't be all clappy for that shit. Because crime rate is going up. And it's gonna.
Just to be clear, people who are losing their food stamps are people who are able-bodied adults who are choosing not to work. And the people who are losing housing money and their grants, which is what Section 8 is what she's talking about, are also able-bodied people who are choosing not to work. So why in the world, and I've never had a Democrat give me any argument, not even good, not any argument, let alone a good argument, as to why we should be giving free money to the laziest people in society. This lady is upset because she's losing free money. And I get it. No one likes to lose money. It makes sense. But the part that's crazy is she then turns around and says that she is going to go rob people because of it. And that is insanity. That's crazy. And here's the big irony of this. Democrats will focus on, oh, she's losing welfare. That's horrible. But what they don't talk about is that she is talking about her black community in this video. She's talking about how they're going to be suffering. But oftentimes, almost every time, when people steal things, they steal things from the people down the street. They do it from people in the community. So she is hurting her own community by doing this, which shows how deeply evil this line of thinking is. It happened during BLM. You had people in Minneapolis burning down black-owned businesses because of George Floyd. Horrible. Even if George Floyd had been unalived in the way that they had talked about, which of course he wasn't, why would that give you the right to go take a business from a black family? It's horrible. It's horrible. And that's the line of thinking that she has. Even if she steals from a large supermarket, by the way, we're seeing in California, this is a good example right now, is that supermarkets are just altogether leaving certain places because they can't afford to do it, because they keep getting shoplifted. And so what that does is it makes it so groceries are less available and it takes away jobs. So even if it's a big company, it's not helping your community to go rob people. And that's outside of the morality of it in the first place. So basically this lady is the definition of a leech. I really hope they catch her when she goes and robs the store. I hope someone's waiting for her. And I hope they lock her up for a really long time, because these people are the worst people in society. She's tribal, third world. This is animal behavior. Somehow though, just this week, it gets worse than this girl. We've got Democrats full on calling for violence. Here's a popular TikToker saying the quiet part out loud of the Democrat agenda.
Violence is the answer. Stop telling us it's not. It's the only way that these types of regimes have ever been overthrown. It's never been through peaceful protest or contacting your congressperson or your senator. It's violence. It's always violence. So prepare yourself.
You got to lock him up too. It's unacceptable behavior. It's important to realize that ideologies actually do have consequences, that these kind of lines of thinking come from somewhere. And in this case, it comes from communism. Communism demands the total upheaval of society, and violence is the method to do it. That is what Marx says over and over and over again. It's exactly what he says. It's not to go in and vote people out. It is political violence. And so the question is, when you look at this, is how is this man so confident to say something so heinous? Why is he doing? Because he knows, and all of us know, that he could go to jail for this. You can't incite violence. That's not protected under the First Amendment. And yet he's quite confident saying this. And the reason why is because currently in America, we have mainstream politicians who are outwardly communists. And I'm not talking about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is a socialist. I think he teeters on communism occasionally. However, we have people like Zohran Mamdani, for example, or the guy, I don't even remember his name, in Minneapolis and other places, who are outwardly quoting Marx as part of their campaigns. They are communists. I think AOC is more of a socialist, but she also teeters on communism as well. And so this guy feels emboldened because we have a whole party in America that says democracy is over. That's all they're saying. Barack Obama called Zohran Mamdani and said, "You're the future of the Democrat Party." And of course, all we hear, even if they're not communists, from everyone in the Democrat Party is democracy is over. We've got a dictator in the White House. You've got people saying democracy's broken, the system is ruined, the dictators are taking over. What then is the natural thing that you are going to do? If you can't go within the system, if you can't go inside of the institutions of your country, you will go on the outside of the institutions of your country, meaning violence. And that's what happens in countries all over the world, is when people lose faith in the institutions, then they go outward, and that means political violence. And sometimes they actually have, a legitimate argument for that. There's no legitimate argument for that in America. Democrats just do that because they believe it's their way of getting back in power. And this guy is saying this very openly. Don't go through Congress. Don't protest. Just unalive whoever you want to get power back. That's the ideology the left is playing right now. That's what they're doing. It is an ideology that has been around much longer, by the way, than the current Democrat Party that we're looking at right now. A lot of people say that politics got more polarized with Donald Trump. This is a new thing. It's really not. It's really not. It's been this way for a very long time. This is a viral clip I want to show you. It's been going around recently from 2005, where Marxists in America are calling for extermination and genocide of white people. Take a look.
And the one idea is how we are going to exterminate white people, because that, in my estimation, is the only conclusion I have come to. We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem. Now, I don't care whether you clap or not, but I'm saying to you that we need to solve this problem because they are going to kill us. And I will leave on that. So we have to just set up our own system and stop playing and get very serious. And not.
That was on C-SPAN, by the way. That's a mainstream public broadcasting, not some random channel. I didn't just take a clip from this weird place on the internet when it was first, a thing in 2005. No, this is a public broadcasting channel, and he is outwardly calling for exterminating white people. And by the way, there's a lot of people on the left that believe this today. You'll find all over X, all over TikTok, Instagram, and then, of course, whisperings and echoes of it in the Democrat leadership. Here's the good news, though. The Democrats will try to tell you that since 2005, it's gotten much, much worse. You might think, black on white crime has gotten worse because of what this guy is saying. Or the media will say white on black crime has gotten worse. It is not. It is not. The data does not show that either of those have gone up at all. If you look, the race on another race crime is a very small part of the crime today, like tiny. Just like the woman in the first video. Most crime is your race on your race. That girl in the first video talking about how she's going to go rob someone, she's probably going to end up robbing a black business owner or a store that has predominantly black employees. That's what's happening today. The largest is, of course, black on black crime. There's still a lot of white on white crime as well. But the media, again, wants you to believe this is a black on white crime issue, that is the polarization in America. It is not true. And frankly, the alt-right, it's not just the left, the alt-right want you to believe that too. They'll make you believe that the reason why white people have problems is because there's a ton of black on white crime. The data does not show that. It is not statistically true at all. It has practically nothing to do with race, unless, of course, you look independently at the black community and how they affect themselves, and then we have some big, major problems. But it's not between races. So the question, why do I show these videos? Because most of these are just from this week. The reason why is because I'm sick of Democrats saying Republicans are the violent party. It is simply not true. You will not find Republicans making videos like this. As of late, under President Trump, Republicans have seen a big improvement, I believe, in actually working with voters, reaching out to them, the working class, adopting policy change within the institutions that we have. I think, this whole talk of gerrymandering, that's within the institutions. You can be angry about it all you want. But at the end of the day, it's not political violence like Democrats are saying. And the reason why they're doing it is because they're losing power now. So all they can do is turned to violence. The progressive left is a cult. They act like a cult. They do things like a cult. I talk all about it in my book, A New Cult. Go check it out right now. It's only $9.99 on Amazon. I'm certain you'll enjoy it. The link is in the description below. Elon Musk might be back, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be honest, I have been sad without him. I think a lot of people have been as well. He was a fantastic part of MAGA until he went off and said that Donald Trump was part of the Epstein list, which, if Elon Musk knew that, maybe he should have given us some evidence for that. Like, why is he withholding that information? Anyway, we want him back. We have a report coming out of the Wall Street Journal that he is rethinking making a new political party. He originally said he was going to do that. He's thinking, I don't want to do that anymore. And instead, he's going to support JD Vance. If you look at his long-standing friendship with Vance, it makes sense. They're good friends. Also, if you look at the numbers for his new party, because we do have some polling on that, it also makes sense. So I'll show it right now. When I asked if people would support his new party, this is what respondents said. And we have 3 polls for this. This is from Quantus Insights. This is back in early July. He had about 40% approval in that. 14% very likely, with 26% somewhat likely. CNN did a similar one and saw about 25% of adults supported it. And Quinnipiac had 17% would consider, 77% would not. So on paper, he had a decent amount of support. I mean, we're seeing maybe 30% if you average those out, maybe 25%, which is not insignificant. The problem is those numbers don't tell the full story. These are people who are willing to consider it. But the reality is his new party focused on certain issues really well, like the national debt, like Bitcoin, like AI, but they didn't address other big, especially social issues. They had no policy prescriptions for abortion, for gun control, transgender stuff, etc. And so when the rubber meets the road, when you show up to the polls, are you really going to vote for a party that doesn't have a plan for any of those things and could vote the exact opposite way that you like? So I think Elon realized that. He realized he couldn't get a big enough coalition together when it really came down to voting, because again, everyone tends to agree on some things, but not everything. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. They had someone close to Elon Musk say this, quote, Musk has stayed in touch with Vance in recent weeks. He has acknowledged to his associates that if he goes ahead with forming a political party, he would damage his relationship with the vice president. Then JD Vance responded, these are his exact words. He said, my argument to Elon is like, you're not going to be on the left, right? Even if you want to be. And he doesn't. They're not going to have you back. That ship has sailed. And so I really think it's a mistake for him to try to break from the president. And that's the thing. I think that's a very sound argument. All he would do by creating a new party is split Republicans. And the data shows that leftist Democrats are not going to join his party. They're not. The data shows mostly Republicans would join, which would again split conservatives and libertarians on one side. They would split those in half. And then the Democrats would have the majority and they would win all future elections. There would not be a big enough coalition to go against them. And I think Elon is smart enough to know that already. But if he doesn't, if for some reason he does want to move forward, even though this report kind of suggests the opposite, I think Republicans need to do everything in their power to convince him. Because if he creates another party, it will not go over well for that new party or for the Republicans. It would not protect freedoms. It would not lower the debt. It would not do all the things that Elon Musk's new party would want. It would just give Democrats control of the House, Senate, and the White House. I love interacting directly with you guys. That's why I've created my new free Substack. It's a newsletter that comes every weekend to your email. I talk about a lot of things I can't talk about on YouTube. So go check it out right now. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this episode, everybody. Please like the video so other great patriots like yourselves will see it. And you can tune in every single weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show, or you can watch another video right here.